Hi everyone, I'm Mrs. Alfaro and I will be your student 6th grade science teacher this year. So in this presentation, I will go over some expectations for the classroom, how assignments are graded, Canvas and how to access our modules, as well as some troubleshooting from home if needed. So here are some student expectations to be aware of. So one, I always expect that students are respectful and kind. That is my number one non-negotiable. I also expect students to accept responsibility, especially if, they didn't complete their homework. They just need to communicate that with me, and then, let's game plan to not have that be an ongoing issue for the duration of the year. I expect them to be able to communicate with me or any support staff in the classroom. And I really do prefer if students, especially after last year, speak with me one-on-one in person. That could be before school, after school, at break, lunch, during advisement even. But I would prefer to have that communication with them in person just so that we're not potentially passing emails back and forth and we are able to address any of their concerns or questions in a timely manner. Uh, I expect that they're ready to prepare, or excuse me, that they're ready to participate and come to class prepared with all the necessary materials, and that they apply their best efforts in the classroom every day. So some new things to be aware of, we still are going to be utilizing technology in the classroom. That's not going to go away. However, I will let you know that students will be using it um, sparsely. They were on it so much last year that I'd like to do as much hands-on learning as we possibly can. But they do still need to bring their Chromebook to school every day, so please make sure that it's fully charged, that they bring their device and the charger just in case the battery does drain a bit by the end of the day. And we will still be using some applications that they used last year, and that those will just help to facilitate any learning in the class. We do have an online textbook, which is nice because that means students don't have to bring their hardback textbooks every day to class. I do know some students prefer to do that, and that's fine. They can bring it daily. However, we do have our online textbook through Clever and Canvas, so they don't need to bring that. It will actually look like this, except for 6th grade, and they will be able to open that up, annotate, take notes online when we need to read the text. So just keep that in mind. So here's some topics and skills they're going to review and go over this year in our science class. We will be learning about the human body systems, cells and genetics, weather and climate. Those are kind of the big topics that we'll cover this school year. They will be refining their skills of reading and note taking, being able to respond quickly to responses and apply their learning. We will be practicing Cornell note taking, group discussion behavior, what's appropriate and not appropriate in a group setting, and how to work on team building skills. They will also be expected to think critically and apply the content to real world situations. And our goal is to really have them experience as much hands-on learning as possible this school year. So some grading and assignments, I know that this is kind of where parents, especially and students, feel uneasy, so I want to make sure that I break this down as best as possible. So really there's going to be two situations where students do their work. One is going to be in the classroom and the other is going to be at home. So classwork is going to look like lectures and discussions. Homework is going to look like independent practice, so they're taking home some practice to apply what we learned in class that day. Even projects can be done at home. And then here's the grade breakdown, so how the categories are weighed. So assessments are worth 65% of their overall grade, and that will include tests, quizzes, labs, projects, and presentations. The practice will be 25% of the grade, and that will include reading assignments, any reflections, worksheets, and homework. And then there's actually a collaboration piece. So 10% of their overall grade will go for collaboration, and that will be how they participate in group discussions or discussion boards and any group assignments. So they will be doing a lot of group work this year. The other thing I really want to point out is that some assignments will be graded in Canvas, but please don't look to Canvas to refer to your students' overall grade in my class. The only grade book that I utilize and recognize is an Infinite Campus. So that will have all your up-to-date grading for your students. So for instance, if they have a 85% in Canvas but a 90% in Infinite Campus, please make sure that you reference that 90% in Infinite Campus. That is their accurate grade. Okay, interactive notebooks. So we will be utilizing interactive notebooks this year. And so students will need to bring a composition book or a spiral bound notebook with them every day to class, and I will be giving them materials to place in that notebook. And the idea is this is really a study tool, but also a one-stop shop for evidence of learning, what we've been covering throughout the course of the school year. So it's definitely a guide for them to go back in and reference throughout the year. So I will expect that it's completed, it's organized, and it's neat. And I'll go over all of that with students. And we spend actually a lot of time in the beginning of setting that up and going over expectations. I'll grade this at the end of every unit, and it will be a big chunk of their grade. It will actually go under the assessment piece, so that's 65%. I will give rubrics to students so that they know how I'm grading these notebooks, and then I will also grade them in addition to at the end of each unit randomly, just to increase student accountability and know that I will be kind of just checking in on them from time to time. So Canvas, um, our Canvas page will look very similar to this. It just says sixth grade science, but you will have students log in. They can go through Clever. That's the easiest way to go into Canvas. But they will open up their modules, and that's where all the student work will be posted. So our sixth grade students have been spending a ton of time in Canvas navigating that because I know that they did not use this platform last year. So they are pretty versed with this in my class. We've referenced it or logged in daily. So they are pretty good about knowing where they need to go to access assignments and how they need to turn them in. But if your student is absent, they will be expected to log into Canvas each day of their absence to see whatever work is posted, what they may have missed, and what work needs to be completed. Also, please make sure to notify the school for any excused absences so that additional information can be provided to you and your student on how to navigate and get additional instruction while at home. Okay, a little bit about myself for those of you who are wondering. I know normally we do this in the beginning, but I wanted to leave it to the end and really get the most important stuff out in the front. So I completed my undergraduate degree at UCSD, and then I went on to Azusa Pacific University to get my master's in teaching credential. This is my second year teaching here at Day Middle School, and I teach both 6th and 7th grade science, so there is an opportunity or a chance that I might have some of your students again next year. And then I previously taught 7th and 8th grade science over at Temecula Middle School for the 4 years prior to that. And then also I am the assistant girls varsity soccer coach over at Temecula Valley. Go Bears. So that's a little bit about myself. And then lastly, I just want to go over some troubleshooting resources. And these are all on our school website and also the district website, but just so you know that there are resources available, and you're welcome to email me and I can send you these links directly if you would like them. But there's tons of parent support, as far as how do I navigate Canvas, how do I log into Infinite Campus, how do I become an observer in Canvas, meaning that you can see your students' Canvas accounts. You'll see all the due dates, their to-do list, when assignments have and have not been turned in. So that's a great resource, and I definitely recommend parents do that. If your student needs a device, you can check one out from the district free of charge. So there's a link for that. If you're experiencing some technical issues with the Chromebook or device, and it's a school and it's issued by the school, there's tech support you can reach out to. Sometimes the Chromebooks need to be updated, so there's links for that. And then also parent-student tips and our bell schedule. So all of those links are available online for you at our Day Middle School website as well as our TVUSD website. So that's the end of my presentation. I'm super excited to have your student this year, and I can't wait to see how much they learn and grow this school year. So feel free to reach out to me. My email is balfaro, so B as in boy, ALFARO at tvusd.us. Feel free to email me anytime, and I look forward to meeting you hopefully soon.